Tonight on Walk the Plank, Dead and Buried Treasures celebrates its 5th season premiere with the networks and affiliates by hosting a sci-fi classic, Hangar 18. Plus, tonight's show is sponsored by the new Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania movie and the new horror thriller that the producer of our show calls Jaws on Land, Cocaine Bear. And as an extra treat for everyone, the trivia questions tonight on Dead and Buried Treasures just might win you treasures of your own, where you can own both Ant-Man and Cocaine Bear when they're released on home video. All this and more tonight as we celebrate our 5th anniversary on the Dead and Buried Treasures pre-show, Walk the Plank. Yar! Ahoy, everybody, and welcome to the Dead and Buried Treasures pre-show, Walk the Plank. We're a half hour away from the 5th season premiere. My name's Nicholas Callis, and here we have the host, the creator, Captain Calico Drake himself, Eric Sprouse. Welcome, Eric.
Ahoy, everyone! It's a whole 5th season premiere for us once again. It just seems like we did this a year ago, but I guess that would make sense.
I guess so.
Oh, I can't believe it's been 5 years we've been doing this nonsense, but thanks for having me, Nick. Can't wait to get the show started.
So I hear we have some trivia tonight. We've got some giveaways you want to tease a little bit. Let our viewer know what is in store for today.
This is a real celebration tonight because it's our 5th season. We're sponsored by Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and we're also sponsored by Cocaine Bear. And I love that name. It's a great horror film. You know they're coming out with one now called Meth Gator.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know Cocaine Bear. Wasn't it based on a true story?
That's based on a true story. But the Meth Gator, no. But
somebody's inspiration.
That's made by the people that did Sharknado. So you're in for a treat on that.
Oh,
you're in for a treat. They did 9 of those? But tonight, because it is our 5th season, and this is a premiere of we're launching a whole new season. They're sponsoring us, so that means the movies are already out. But when the movies are released on home video, that's a different animal.
Yes.
No pun intended, Cocaine Bear. So that's a whole different animal. So now if we have some trivia tonight that if you play correctly, you are our first caller, or I'm sorry, that's old habits. You're our first responder via email. You could win the home video release of either Cocaine Bear or Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania when they come out on home video. And there's a grand prize where you can win both.
That's exciting. So you better play. Stay tuned. A half hour away from that trivia opening up during the show. Now, we got a movie tonight called Hangar 18. Why that movie? Tell us a little bit about it.
Let me tell you what, I have a good experience with this. This movie came out when I was a kid. That tells you how old it is.
So your kid and my kid.
Yeah,
it's a bit separate there, too.
A little bit. It'd be more like a grandkid, I think. But way back in 1980, the same year that The Empire Strikes Back came out, science fiction was all the craze. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. And so they decided to make an alien cover-up movie. This was like the original X-Files, by the way.
Oh.
So it's all about an accident in space, a spaceship crash lands, and you have your good guys and your bad guys. And of course, the bad guys are the White House. Who else? And the one trying to expose the truth are the 2 astronauts. Okay. And they say, we saw this, and the government's saying, that never happened, you know. So, and of course, caught in the middle of all this, you have the ultimate bad guy in the form of Robert Vaughn. Do you know who Robert Vaughn is?
I've heard the name.
Robert Vaughn, for our younger generation, you knew him as the bad guy in Superman 3. And even that is a stretch for saying younger generation.
I'm 24. I've seen it.
Okay, so he's the bad guy. But for the older generation, he was also the original, I want to say James Bond, but that's not who he was. He played Napoleon Solo in a show called The Man from U.N.C.L.E., where it was very James Bond-like. And that took place way back in the 60s. That was almost before both of our times. Now, that's the bad guy. On the other side, you have the hero.
Okay.
Darren McGavin. Now, for the younger generation, he was the father in A Christmas Story.
Okay.
The old man,
Yes.
you know, with Ralphie and the Red Ryder BB gun. He was that. But to the older generation, you knew him as the Night Stalker, which was a 1970s TV show on CBS, I believe on Friday nights, which that was the original X-Files and inspired Chris Carter to create the TV show The X-Files. So it's a great movie tonight, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We have prizes, we have trivia, we have all kinds of giveaways, and we have a cocaine bear.
Yeah. What else? What else do you need? That's such a crazy movie. Well, let's get to Hangar 18. We got a trailer for you to watch. Let's take a look at the trailer for Hangar 18.
Tonight, is the Air Force hiding an alien warship?
We've got to keep this thing bottled up.
A close encounter becomes a deadly secret.
That could have been us, you know.
If what they know gets out, it could destroy the world. Darren McGavin,
Beings from another world have been here before.
Robert Vaughn,
2 men are dead. We don't handle things that way. This is the White House.
and Gary Collins.
We've been set up from the start.
Well, that certainly does look like an interesting movie. Exciting. So why don't you go ahead and dive into a little bit more of what the plot is for that story. How does it progress? What's the story?
The space shuttle, now you have to remember this was also made the year before the very first space shuttle was launched. So this was a year early, so it was almost like a sneak peek at that time.
Okay.
So the space shuttle goes up to launch some kind of a weather satellite, and they're counting down, 10, 9, and then one of the shuttle astronauts looks at the screen and says, "There's something above us. Look at it here." And they look out, and they see it for a second, it's a spaceship. And they're like, "Oh my God," but they can't stop the launch because they're too caught up, and the weather satellite launches right into it. So the space shuttle is like, rocking everything, and then the spaceship crashes on the Earth. Well, one of the pilots die in the explosion.
Sad spoiler.
And they try to pin it on the 2 shuttle commanders. And they're like, "Whoa, you saw what we saw," and they erase all the tapes, and it's like a big government cover-up. So they're trying to prove the truth. On the other hand, you have the head of NASA, who's found the spaceship, and they're trying to, see what it's all about and investigate it and things like that. It's a really good, suspenseful, conspiracy type of movie, and I think it's our first alien UFO kind of spacey show, a movie on the show. So it'll be a lot of fun, I think.
Very nice. That is Hangar 18. That's a movie going to be featured on the 5th season premiere coming up after this pre-show.
And they said it couldn't be done.
But it's being done.
5 years, baby.
And don't forget, we've got a couple movies sponsoring this show today. It's Cocaine Bear and then Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Yep.
And since they're sponsoring the show, we figured we'd give you a quick taste of both of those movies. So check out a couple trailers. One for Cocaine Bear, one for Ant-Man, the Wasp, and Quantumania.
And hopefully, both for you if you win our trivia tonight.
Let's take a look.
Medic!
Oh, Jesus. What is that?
Beth, we should go.
Millions of dollars worth of cocaine fell from the sky this morning in Knoxville, Tennessee.
There's more of this out there. They dumped it somewhere.
I'm looking for my daughter.
Forest is a dangerous place.
Hey, Henry, check it out. Something got into it. A deer, maybe.
A lot of cocaine was lost. I need you to go and get it.
No, don't eat that, don't eat that. Let's see what kind of effect that has on
The bear. It did cocaine. A bear did cocaine.
There was a bear.
A bear?
It was.
Hey, that's inappropriate.
You're safe. Bears can't climb trees.
Of course I can.
Hiya, baby.
kind of seems like the thing that stays with a man forever.
Apex predator. High on cocaine. Out of his mind. Oh man, you
What the is wrong with that bear?
Shoot it, man!
Bear, speed up!
Higher, baby, and don't ever come down.
We have such good luck in nature.
You're an interesting man, Scott Lang. You're an Avenger. You have a daughter. But you've lost a lot of time, like me. We can help each other with that. Who are you? I'm the man who can give you the one thing you want. What's that? Time.
I can rewrite existence and shatter timelines. You cannot trust him.
I don't care who this guy is. I just lost so much. He can give us a second chance.
Let me make this easy for you. You will bring me what I need. Or everything you call a life will end.
This is all my fault.
You may not want her to watch this.
We had a deal.
Thought you could win.
I don't have to win. We both just have to lose.
I'm sorry, Cassie.
And welcome back, everyone. We're celebrating our 5th season premiere here on Walk the Plank, the pre-show to Dead and Buried Treasures. And we thought it'd be fun to have a game show, a trivia segment with our host, creator, Captain Calico Drake himself, Eric Sprouse. We're going to play Dead and Buried Treasures trivia. Ding, 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 ding.
Thanks for having me on the show.
So we've got our first and only contestant, Eric Sprouse. And tonight, Eric, you are playing for the opportunity to go home right after this show.
Yes!
Congratulations!
I just want to have a shirt that says "Go Nick" on here.
Yes! All right, Eric, here's your first question. What was the first episode of the Dead and Buried Treasures series, and what movie did you host on that show?
You know, while we were in the break, we were talking, and Nick said, you know, you probably created some of these questions so you don't look like an idiot, right? And I'm like, right.
Yes!
And I told him, I said, the true story is, I can't remember sometimes what patch which eye goes over with the patch, you know? And I'm like, left, right? So I had to make it somewhat easy. So the first movie we did?
Yes.
City of the Dead. And that's right, I think. Yeah, we hosted City of the Dead with Christopher Lee. Yep. But there was controversy behind that because the very first episode we shot was Scrooge. We were going to do a Christmas special at VPTV in the beginning, and I said, let's just do it. And I did City of the Dead was actually the first one that aired. So, yep.
City of the Dead? City of the Dead is correct!
Yes.
I'm assuming you want to keep going for the big money, is that
I
right?
wanted money, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
He
Stop!
wants the big money! Here's your second question. Can you recall what episode Mirabella appeared, and what was the movie in that episode?
I was too focused on Mirabella.
What episode was she in?
Wait,
what was the movie?
It was the third season premiere, and we hosted the movie Terror Creatures from the Grave. Yep, it was a two-parter with that and House on Haunted Hill.
That is correct.
Yes!
And you can't quit now, Eric, can you? You want one more question?
No.
We got one more question for you, Eric.
I might be happy with the 5,000, but I think we got to roll the dice.
We're going to roll the dice.
Roll the
He's
dice.
going to roll the dice. We got one more question. Here's the question for Eric, the final one, third and final. When you hosted Rescue from Gilligan's Island, what character did you introduce to the show?
This is your predecessor used to like, one of his favorite characters on the show was Reginald Gaylord Drake, the character I play, and I play him like very, very happy, you know, he's just the best, you know. But then I have, we created Jasper, who is this older man. We never really reveal how old he is, but that's who it was Jasper, because I based him on a character that I created years ago on another show, but this was, it's Jasper, played by Christopher Presley.
That is correct!
Yes!
Eric, you win!
Who do I win?
Your parting gifts for playing tonight include some pretty cool prizes for our viewers. Can you tell them more about those prizes?
I can. I will tell you right now, and we talked about this in the first couple minutes of the show. It's our 5th anniversary, our 5th season premiere. Actually, it's our 4th anniversary. 5th season premiere, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and Cocaine Bear both are sponsoring the show. Next time, Scream 6 sponsors our show. And we are giving away prizes. Whoever gets the first answer right, and you don't have to call us. I know that we have that number to call in. You don't have to call us. But you'll drop us an email, and the email will be time-stamped.
Thank goodness for the internet.
So it will be, right. My grandfather would be like, no, I still hate that box on TV. No, this is the best way to do it. They time-stamp all the emails. You can tell us what you think your answer is, and if it's the first right answer, you will win a home video release through Vudu, V-U-D-U, Vudu.com, where we will send you a gift card for the movie, and you can redeem it for either Cocaine Bear or Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
How exciting.
Yep. Oh, and there's a grand prize.
There's a grand prize.
If you happen to be the person who answers the question for Cocaine Bear, and then you answer the same, you're the first person for Quantumania, Ant-Man and Quantumania, and you're the first person, you win both movies.
You can win both.
Yep.
Very exciting.
Yep.
Okay, no more game show, but we do have some more questions for you. We do have some more questions. These ones are from fans.
Okay.
So it's time for the mailbag questions.
Oh, I love the mailbag.
This first letter comes from Noah Hathaway from Mars, Pennsylvania, and he asks, Captain Drake, I heard a little rumor that your favorite trilogy of horror movies is Scream. Is that true? And the rumor I heard is that they're sponsoring your next show.
That is true.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is true. My favorite, it's not my favorite trilogy. My favorite trilogy, everybody will say, Star Wars. No, it was actually Back to the Future.
Really?
I love those three movies. And but as far as horror trilogy, it's Scream. I loved Scream 1, 2, 3, and I even loved 4. And then they did 5, and I was so sad that they killed a certain person off. Have you ever seen it?
No.
I think I won't say the spoiler, but they killed somebody off in the 5th movie. I was really sorry to see go. And then, of course, the one coming out next month. So, yes, they are sponsoring the show. I couldn't be happier.
Very nice. All right, this next one comes from Steve Resbit from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Love Bethel.
Oh, right here in town.
Love Bethel Park.
Oh, I like it.
Ahoy, Captain. Am I correct to understand that the cliffhanger you had last fall about approaching the big villain ship has been postponed?
Yes. This is where you need like a scorecard. But I'm going to tell you the quickest way I can. Steve, last fall, we had a cliffhanger around September, and we were going to resolve it in October, but then Halloween came. Ooh. And I'm like, I can't give up the Halloween holiday. I got to do something for Halloween. So we kind of tabled it, on the back burner, and we did a Halloween show. I said, okay, let's get back to business. Christmas. Oh. So we had to do a Christmas show. I'm like, we'll get it back in the spring. So here we are. It's spring, and let's do it. We got Horror Realm, which is right home here in Bethel Park. We got Steel City Con. We got all these good movies, Ant-Man, Scream, all these movies coming out.
Bear.
I'm like, Cocaine Bear, and I'm like, oh, I can't give those up. So we kind of pushed the cliffhanger and its resolution to the back burner to do some of these other episodes right now, more like standalones. I like to think of it as like the X-Files. What we're doing now and tonight is like a standalone. And then when we get back to the conclusion of that cliffhanger, it's in the mythology episodes. So that's the way, and it'll probably be labeled some people watch it on video on demand, some people watch it on Internet Archives. It will be labeled, it'll be the only episode labeled 404A, because it takes place between The Last Man on Earth and, 403A, between The Last Man on Earth and Count Dracula and his vampire brides. So it'll be sandwiched in there for posterity's sake, but it will probably not come out until the end of the spring, maybe summer.
Understood.
So I think it's a really long-winded response, but that's the way it is.
Glenn Vuberg from Cleveland, Ohio asks, "Hello, Captain. Thank you so much for resurrecting these forgotten classics on our DBTV. We wish we lived in Pittsburgh to meet you. Do you go to conventions like Steel City? We were thinking of coming this year, and I think you just talked about some of the conventions.
Yeah,
we
wanted to go to more conventions this year. There's a Horror Realm. There's Monster Bash in Ligonier. We wanted to go to Steel City Con. We wanted to go to Cinema Wasteland, Gross Fest, Monster Fest, but it just really, all we do is travel. I feel like, Mick Jagger rolling out with the Rolling Stones. It's like, let's go, going on tour again. So we can't hit all of them. But we will be there at those conventions, either shooting. For example, we couldn't get a table at Horror Realm, so we're going to shoot an episode at Horror Realm in Bethel Park. Same thing with Steel City Con, same thing with a couple of others. There's one I really want to go to, I haven't been to in like maybe 20 years, called Monster Bash. And that takes place in the summer and in the fall, and we'll probably either have a table there or shoot something at that convention. So we'll be out and about. I want to get more out and about. Now that COVID is starting to lift its ugly head, and I think it'll always be here, but at least we're not hiding in our houses anymore. We can get out and circulate, and that's what I'm really looking forward to, is meeting some of the fans.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, and this last letter comes from Galen Strutherland from North Versailles, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And the question, well, more of a statement first. Hello, Captain, and hello, Mr. Kanji.
Ahoy, how are you?
And now here's the question. Is Fort Necessity really haunted? And the same thing for the Connellsville Library and the Century Inn. We would really like to stay at those places, and we're thinking of taking an overnight trip.
Yeah, we did that as a Halloween special back in October when we hosted Count Dracula and his vampire brides. We went to Fort Necessity. We went to Scenery Hill, a residence in Scenery Hill. We went to the library in Connellsville. We went to all these places because they were supposed to be the most haunted places in Pennsylvania.
Do you think they were? That's the question here.
It's funny that they said Fort Necessity, because Fort Necessity is right down the road, and it's in our viewing area on CUTV in Fayette County near Pittsburgh. When we went there, you get a feeling when you're out there, soldiers died there, and I hear all the stories. You see, somebody said they see soldiers walking along the side of the road. I didn't see anything like that, but there's a connecting building called the George Washington, I don't remember what it was called now. It was a little kind of it's a museum now, but at the time it was like a building on Route 40 that you stopped at to like get supplies or have breakfast or stay overnight. But it's a museum. And I heard the rumors that, and it was online, you can look this up, where you would hear kids laughing. So I went in to shoot in this place by myself. I was doing like a producer's work. I'm just getting some daytime pictures and stuff. And I heard these kids playing somewhere. And this is true. I know you're giving me the hairy eyeball, but it's true. So I'm looking around, I'm like, and there's nobody in this building. I go outside, my car's the only one there, and I'm hearing these kids. And when I left, I went down, and they have like all these little places marked off with these markers that this is where they would eat breakfast. This is where they would, get ready to get on the stagecoach. This is where they would, all this. And I went down there, I'm still hearing the kids. When I went outside, because I thought they were all outside, as soon as I opened that door, dead silence. Dead silence.
Well, I do believe in ghosts because of the show Ghost Quests here on BBTV because I went once. So
I've watched that.
No, there's no skepticism here. I believe every word that you say.
Yeah, I remember here. I first, I heard about that show on the Fan in Pittsburgh.
I did talk about that.
I listened to it one afternoon
because I was scared to death at this place,
and I was mesmerized. I was like, I actually sat down. I remember when you were talking about it on the air. I'm sitting there going, really? I got to check out this Ghost Hunters. Ghost Hunters?
Ghost Quest.
Ghost Quest. Yeah, and I got to see what it's all about. And I was very impressed about that. I was like, oh, this is really cool. I want to watch it all. I want to go watch the on-demand of it. But yeah, so.
But I believe you.
I kind of, it's hard not to when you work on a show like this, even though you make most of it's fiction. But the one we did in October was 100% on the level, like genuine, real. And we went into the libraries, we went into the hotels, we went everywhere. And those ghost stories that all the interviewers or guests told were 100% true. So yeah, I believe it.
Well, there's your answer.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm sure everybody can't wait to see the 5th season premiere.
It's about 32.
Time.
What?
It says time went by fast.
Wow.
But it's time. Hangar 18, the featured movie on Dead and Buried Treasures, coming up next. This has been Walk the Plank, the pre-show to Dead and Buried Treasures. We count it down 30 minutes before every episode here on Walk the Plank. And stay tuned because don't forget tonight, trivia. Answer the questions.
Prizes.
Send an email. You might be able to win one or both of the movies from our two sponsors, Cocaine Bear and then Ant-Man and the Wasp.
We didn't even get to this part.
No?
We have interviews tonight with Elizabeth Banks, Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas. We're on the red carpet for the Ant-Man premiere. We have like a one-on-one with Elizabeth Banks as she talks about Cocaine Bear. She talked to me.
Holy cow.
That's right. She talked to me.
Well, there we go. Look forward to all that. Answer the trivia questions, and you could win one or both copies of Cocaine Bear, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Quantumania, either of those two movies. That's coming up next on Dead and Buried Treasures.